What's up, geeks and gamers? My name is Drementfh, and welcome to Thorium Gaming. And, what are we gonna do tonight, Dre? Yeah, the same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. And it's funny, because I can imagine right now that, our good buddy Chaplain Grimaldi, this is the one that's going snarf. Because, well, our buddy just had a birthday, so happy birthday, brother. I hope it went well for you. You had a great time. So, that all out of the way, let's jump into what we're doing. We can unpause it while we're talking. So we're starting to get a little bit of our front operation working. Not too much, though. We still have the perfect pitch to do. We have to do the design at our desk, which is getting worked through right now. And completely random thing that happened in the real world, so that's not important. We gotta build 5 gold pallets and gain investors on the world stage. And we've got soldiers incoming. Soldiers instead of investigators, so we're gonna have a fight at our front door, which is gonna suck a little bit. But we'll have to deal with it. Now, we haven't got many traps set up yet, and we're going to have to get those as time goes by, but it's not a major deal right now. Let's see what side quests we have available to us at the moment. So right now, let's look into getting some scientists, I think. Is that the only one? Well, there is the spin doctors and the mercs, but we're gonna go with matter of life and death.
Boss, we need to talk.
Must we? Every time you open your mouth, I get a headache.
We're brushing up against the limits of our capabilities. It's time to explore new branches of science.
Here it comes. Stabbing pains, right here, on my temples. Do what you must. We can kidnap anyone who can teach you what you need to know.
Alright, so that'll give us something to do in the meantime while we're working on our other objectives too. So we're going to get biologists, which will expand our science repertoire fairly significantly and give us access to some of the deeper tasks later on. We got a lot of research to do, so we're just going to have to deal with it. And Salika, you can just go back to the chair.
Is always part of my genius.
So we got a lot of decor items, but we don't need to worry about those right now. Let's go to the world stage. So we have to capture a biologist. There's no heat in this region and no super agents, so let's send our workers out to capture that biologist. They'll run out and do their thing. Now we're gonna get a second wave of soldiers, or is that the same wave? I wasn't really paying attention because I don't see soldiers coming off the boat right now. Sometimes a little difficult to keep track of. I have been playing a lot more of this, so maybe I won't be as terrible, but I'm not gonna count on it. Because we don't even have our impact analyzer yet, which is the second science building that or machine we have access to. Not that we really want to do much, because we're trying to watch our power reserves too. So we're just gonna have to deal with it. For the time being, at least. Now, we're getting a lot of tourists coming in.
A scheme has succeeded.
Now, as we keep evolving our little base and lair, whatever you want to call it, we're going to be moving around a lot of these rooms as time progresses. I found a couple of things that do work and a couple of things that don't. But one thing that we can do for right now is get our minions on dealing with those extra gold pallets. Now it's 3 wide to install a new one. So 6 and 9. That should give us all the room that we need to put down gold pallets. 2, 3, 4, 5. I might as well put the 6th one in just for the giggles. Then I'll send our workers into a little bit of a tizzy running over to try and open up this area. One of the big things is eventually we do want to move our gold vault to either the second or preferably the third floor. There are gold deposits up here, while still leaving the central chamber open. And it'll take us a while to get down to the basement. No, there's a lot of gold down there. Unfortunately, it pops up right here. So unless we want to build stairs here and go down, it's a little bit of a complex situation that we got to deal with.
Research has resumed.
So we do have 6 power. We don't have a whole lot of gold right now, and it's going to drop rapidly thanks to us building up the gold vaults that we need for this. Let's check the world stage. Are there any other schemes that we can do at the moment to give us a lot of money? We don't need to do the capture biologist one. Oh, that's actually a pretty good one. I guess they updated this a little bit to change that. Let's send that off and get our minions doing some gold production.
New optional objective available.
Alright, let's check our optionals, because we might have some money coming in, which does help. And construct a data bank, which we're probably going to have to do here shortly anyway. Of course, we'll get our new biologist trainer once this guy gets over to the jail cells, and we can interrogate him. We do still have to worry about those soldiers that were apparently coming. Just not seeing them yet. The first part of the campaign is usually a little bit slower once you start getting up in numbers of minions and the types of
We
minions.
got a new prisoner.
That's when you can start doing a lot more, a lot quicker. And the standard minions just become kind of worthless to an extent.
You're running out of gold. Maybe steal some from the world.
Just have to wait a second here to get our biologist in there. And it looks like Ava, a baby, with her embarrassing tattoo, is going to go over and throw him in the chair. Wonder if she'll just flash that embarrassing tattoo. Call it done. Now, the difference between investigators and soldiers, you can't distract soldiers out of the lair. You just gotta
Complete.
eliminate them as they come in. And they are Saber agents.
An intruder in the lair. Kill them.
We got a lot of tourists in here, which isn't that good or bad right now. Without the addition of like spin doctors and the other media personalities, it's hard to make people in here pay off, but there's a really easy
An
way to turn
intruder
this
has
into a
given us their
maze.
secrets.
Alright, so we can build a biologist trainer now. Let's see what it's going to cost overall.
Task complete.
10 power, which we don't have right now, and 5 grand. So we're going to have to build some more power. That'll cover that. Just all we're going to need for now, and then we can work on getting the biologist trainer. And we're going to need
Research has been paused.
2 of these guys. Just have 2 of them running around. We can check the world map. So we captured a biologist from here. We don't have enough scientists to do that just yet.
Bring me a real challenge!
And it looks like Jubei is in combat.
Huh?
So let's give him flow, so that he doesn't get knocked out. Hopefully he can kill off all these intruders before anything really bad happens to him. Looks like he's going to be fine. Now, Jubei, we don't have a desk yet for you to recuperate at, so we're just going to have to deal with it. Let's keep looking at the world stage. That region's locked down. That one's locked down. Where's the other one that we unlocked? I swear we had another one. Or did we just have the 2? Maybe we just had the 2 to begin with. Oh, there it is. And we're reducing heat there right now. So we'll just have to wait the 5 minutes it takes for this area to unlock again, but we're bringing in a lot of gold from that scheme. We completed that part. Then we just got to gain investors and construct that biologist trainer.
Power restored.
And you can see all the people wanting to get out of here because of the little fight that Jubei got into. We should have the power now. Go full He-Man and the Master of Eternia. We have the power. I miss that cartoon. I really do. What I think that we might do, however, is possibly expand our barracks a little bit, get a few more minions in. It does mean that we're probably going to have to put in more eating dining tables? Basic food counters to cover them, because even some of them are getting a little bit hungry.
New optional objective available.
So what optional objective did we just pick up? Central Smash, Hammer. We're kind of dealing with Patriot right now, so it's not too big of a worry. We can leave those up there without too much consequence. And we're still researching Computer Console to get intel. So otherwise we get no intel, which is bad. So let's just speed it up just a tiny bit. Or for a tiny bit at least. Let's see what we can do about getting people in. Because I think one of these is, yes, that one's scamming tourists when it has one of our people on it. One of our valets. And no, I'm not going to stop mixing and matching those two because funny. And this area is another minute and a half away from being unlocked. It's not too bad. Ah, Japan. Takes an hour to remove all heat from there right now? Right, I'm so used to playing the Venom agent that, yeah, heat reduction's a little bit quicker. So I guess while we wait, what we can do is open up our barracks. Create that, and then throw it's 2 from the bottom, so 1, 2, and create the door there so they have a passage through, which will eventually help us out. And go into the items. Now we may not be able to afford it all right away. That's perfectly fine. So it'll get built up as time goes on. And that should cover us for personnel there for a while. While I'm thinking about it, let's throw a 3rd food counter in. That should keep everybody all nice and fed. People running to go set up our new stuff. Let's just speed it up again real quick.
Research has resumed.
These are going to cost a little bit more money, but what we can do too is go to our laboratory, expand it. So that'll allow us to get a 2nd whiteboard in, an impact analyzer, and possibly the data bank. So this should support a lot more people. bring up our total by a fair number. Might have gone a little bit overboard with putting in the lockers, but that's actually okay for right now. And this is all we'll need for our evil genius for bits when we unlock the next layer of
You're running out of gold.
dirt. We can just
Maybe
expand
spend less. Or
the lab this way.
steal more.
Alright, so our territory here should have opened back up. It's going to cost us 5 intel on a scientist. We're not producing any intel right now. We need to wait for this research to finish for that. So we can send 6 workers to do that money scheme, which will allow us to develop our lair a little bit.
You can't afford to pay all of your minions.
Yeah, we're working on it. So the first time I've seen that.
You're running out of gold. Maybe rob a bank?
Okay, so maybe what we'll do is we'll sell off this and cancel these.
Research has been paused.
And now they're looking for morale. And we don't have our morale building yet. Does food table restore morale? Smarts and vitality, but not morale. So we'll have to create a small area for morale, which we can probably do right here. I don't want to take up too much of this room, because eventually we're going to move our broadcasting center to the 2nd floor. I've kind of cut off access to this little area for now. So I guess we could put some entertainment in here. Now, what do we have for entertainment? Just the Evil Genius TV, which is 15 grand and only 2 power. Gotta create a room for it, though, and that's the pain part of it all. Is that gonna be enough room? Go to the items. Not gonna be enough this way, but we could possibly just put it in like this if we expand the room one more tile. And open this up. Not a perfect plan, but we are bringing in some money. Some investigators are coming in. Did they just arrive by boat?
Do you see that intruder? I want you
That's
to
the wrong
distract
one.
that intruder. If you can find them.
Lots of stuff that we gotta spend gold on. And we just gotta watch for our minions to, you know, break and try to leave. Alright, let's just speed it up a little bit. So we'll be waiting on the money for this. I think that we'll get our TV here pretty quick. Don't really need a door on the entertainment area. Like, what's the bad guy's gonna see? A break room, a staff room? Yeah, that's so, like, evil and world dominating to have a staff room for casino employees. I just gotta focus down a little bit more because I don't want to go completely off the rails, which I have been known to do with my playthroughs. Go a little bit crazy. Try to do too many things at once. Just gotta keep those investigators out of the lair. Now, eventually we're gonna get a tag that we can put on these areas here that will automatically escort people out, which is going to be a big, big, big help.
You're running out of gold.
Yes, but we're going to have our TV here shortly. So our people can start watching TV and getting their morale back. which does help. Still making money, and we're gonna need intel and scientists. Do we only have one scientist on the go? We only have one scientist. Let's actually upgrade that to 2, which should allow us to have what we need to go send people out, maybe even install a second whiteboard eventually here. For right now, we're just going to leave it on high speed. I know the sound is annoying. Hopefully the music is covering that up a little bit. But we'll use it to build up our scientific foundation. And since we are going with Zalika as our evil genius, we can select her. I think we're going to go with all science minions, or as many science minions as we can get, and maybe some cool deception minions. We're not going brute strength and up front. So we just got to deal with it. You know, go with a little bit of a theme. Scientific takeover of the world. If we were playing as Maximilian, I'd be going full Goldfinger, and I'd want to get someone that was like Oddjob, because Oddjob was awesome. Doing okay for right now. There we go. Everybody's being paid. Everything is working fine. And people who are low on morale can get their morale back. Oh, you got in pretty far before you got caught. Your suspicion's pretty high. Maybe we should arrest you.
And grab that intruder.
Your minions are in combat.
Your suspicion's too high to let you go. We'll take you, interrogate you, and see if we can get some intel off of you. And we can stop with the annoying screechy sound. Let's throw in another generator. So we can start building some other cool stuff and increase our rate of science by putting in a second whiteboard. So we now have 2 scientists, or at least we should have 2 scientists here pretty quick. There's our second one. Plays a barbarian in a tabletop RPG. I would like to rage. Yeah, barbarians were never really my favorite in RPGs.
An agent has been captured.
As soon as our resolve goes down, let's see what kind of intel we can get out of her. Where's your partner at?
Research has resumed.
And that's the advantage of having 2 scientists and then possibly more than one whiteboard, is eventually you'll get all that you need from that. You'll get twice the amount of scientific discovery. Do we have anything in the Smash Republic right now? No. We're going to be focusing on the Patriot States. Well, let's just remove all the other ones. See if we can get some better
You're running low on power.
quests.
Build more generators.
She says, build more generators, and bonk. Another generator just goes down.
Power restored.
Gave us 1 intel. Wow, that's underwhelming. We'll speed it up again. I'd love to get our conference table built so we can heal our henchmen. Well, let's do some other stuff with it.
New optional objective
Computer
available.
consoles coming up. Improve mining techniques, some extra doors, minions, henchman upgrades. Get some clubs and stuff for our security, and we can start researching traps here. I'm just clicking on them to get rid of them.
Research
Fan
has
traps
been
are fun.
paused.
Now we're making a little bit of income here, and we should have our
Research
conference
has
table
resumed.
up pretty quick. And one of the areas on the world map is now open to us again with a scheme. We don't have the intel to do that, but I guess it's Japan. They probably got locked down and then opened up again. Yeah, let's actually launch that scheme. It'll send guards out and we'll retrain some more guards, but it'll be a lot more money coming in. And we have enough for our conference table now, so one of our minions should be gathering it. There we go.
Your scientists have discovered something.
Alright, so we definitely want to
You're
get
running out of
improved
gold.
mining techniques,
Maybe
but we can't do that right
rubber
now.
bank?
We want to get these two as well, but we need an impact analyzer. So that's going to be the next thing up on our major list, is an impact analyzer. But with that conference table, we can now take Jubei,
Speak tranquility? So boring.
sit him down at the conference table to restore his stats. So he doesn't get too screwed up next time he's got to fight to defend the lair. And while we're thinking about it, let's go and expand our training room just a little bit. Not too much. 70 tiles is not too much, but still a fairly significant one.
I'm listening.
Alright, Jubei is all fixed up, so we can get him patrolling again.
I need you to find and distract that intruder. I want that intruder found and captured.
Okay, I missed a wave of investigators coming in. That's the problem with playing on higher speed. Now we got this open. We can go in. And get a biologist trainer. We're gonna have to expand this room anyway. Requires 10. Okay, we're good on power. So we can get that. And it actually trains up from our scientist. So we might need a second whiteboard. Or scientist trainer, I should say. And then we can look to an impact analyzer. So what's an impact analyzer going to cost us as far as power and everything goes? 30,010. Did he just open the door to let himself into the prison?
An agent has been subdued and captured.
Gotta love it when the enemy helps you out. I think this technician might be going to go and build our biologist trainer. Yeah, we just lost 5 grand, so that makes total sense. So one of the things that we really should do now is go over to our room types, go to our control room, and expand it out a little bit so we can slot in a computer console. And while we're at it, let's plop down another generator. I really dislike these low-level generators. They're big, clunky, and bulky, but only provide so little power. But once we have that computer console up, we'll start gaining intel just over time, and that'll allow us to do a lot on the world stage. It's only going to cost 2 power, but that'll take us down to next to nothing for power, so Another generator can't hurt us.
You're running low on power. Build more generators.
Way ahead of you, Iris. Alright, so our biologist trainer is available, and it takes scientists, so this is a Tech 2 minion, if you want to call it that way. And eventually, Isabella Astley.
An interrogation has
Any relation to
succeeded.
Rick Astley?
We have more intel.
Is going to become a biologist. They can do everything that a scientist can, only better and with a cooler graphic. And with our computer console going up, that should give us the chance to start passively building intel. Alright.
Power restored.
And we're up to 12 power again. It's a careful juggling act to keep everything sorted on the power input-output level of things. And to keep money in the bank for all that we're going to need. Now we do have cocktail bars, a floor show, and a baccarat table. But one thing that we're going to possibly do in future is actually fill this out a little bit so that the forces of justice are forced to go down this end and then come back through. But we'll be doing that as time goes on when we have access to the tools that we need, which comes with our deception research. I'm surprised that these agents, these investigators, haven't gotten bored, tired, and done something stupid to get kicked off the island yet, or at least leave. Then we can eventually turn this into an actual profit center. I mean, as long as this table's man, we're making a little bit of money. It's not enough to really do much. However, 2 optional objectives done gives us a big chunk of change. Alright, so I think that would allow us to build another power generator, and then build at least 1 impact analyzer, so we can start doing what we need to do as far as all that goes. Keep the impact analyzers up in this corner and put our consoles down here. And then there's another one that we'll be getting in here once we research the biologist, which is almost done. We still don't have enough gold for an impact analyzer itself, but we need to get the power in place for it so that we can do what we need. This gives me straight Aliens vibes. Like egg, facehugger, and I don't know, hive nest? It's kind of what it makes me think of.
Task complete.
Biology. That's the science of sharks, right?
We study life and ways to end it.
Like I said, sharks.
Oh, I love the little videos. But okay, now we've got basically a Mr. Freeze
Your
looking
vaults
lady now.
are full.
And our vaults are actually full up. So with the 12 power and our generator coming in, we can throw in at least 1 impact analyzer. And we've got the organic samples and a centrifuge. Let's toss in an impact analyzer. That'll allow us to research the second dirt type, which will allow us to mine out this area here and start building some other rooms and facilities that we're going to need. And it'll allow us to dig down to here to increase the size of our power generation room without going into this area. Then we can start researching some traps and some other cool stuff. Alright, so we've got the power there. Where is it due with our impact analyzer? Or dudette in this case. Nor ham. Charismatic and bought unicorn things. You should be a valid. Alright, let's take a look at the world stage. Nothing in Japan that we can do right now, because I'm fully up for canceling missions when we no longer need them. Now we need 5 intel. We've only got 3. Should we install a second computer console? I think we're going to have to, because we don't want to be sitting forever waiting for intel to gather up. And I hate getting it through just interrogating agents. So we'll pop that down. And now we have an impact analyzer, so we can do those research projects. Angus Toad. Okay, so we got a barbarian and a rogue in here now. Wonder if we've got any other D&D players. We can find out who the D&D party is. Can't see any. Tennis fan. Who likes tennis? Ah, there's the GM for it. Dorothy Schmidt, one of our technicians. Guess she's the forever GM. Oh, we got a disloyal technician. Do we have an objective to kill a technician? Train one. And execute one. Okay, so Zalika.
Need anything specific?
Let's just pause real quick.
Yes.
I want you to
It's nothing personal.
execute Sarah Williams.
Personnel.
Oh, there's gonna be a body in her evil lair. But that's fine. Just have another technician come over and deal with it. Now we don't really need witnesses for this right now.
Optional objective complete.
Zappy zappy. Okay, so that gives us 5 grand there, and then when a new technician trains up because we killed them, we get another 5 grand, which helps out. Now it looks like our Rick Astley cousin is going to go over and deal with that. Not a very exciting week this week. Though we did get some buildings and some structures in place for some cool stuff later on. We did get a new minion type. There's a lot more cool stuff coming up in the future. Once we've got the foundations for everything set up.
Optional objective complete.
And there's more money. Alright, so now we're building intel. We actually have the intel we need. So if we go to the world stage, we need 2 scientists for this. So we need that scientist to finish training. So as soon as Mohammed Seal is done training to be a scientist, another forever GM, we can start that side mission. I'll cancel the other one and let this one go, and that'll be the first investor. You'll need an investor who actually knows something about technology to give the project a bit of credibility. Check the talent pool in Lagos. Okay, that works. Then we're gonna have to build a few more broadcast strength structure thingy names that I can't remember off the top of my head because I am so professional. Radio repeaters, there we go. have to build a couple more of those to open up a few more segments so that we can actually get to dealing with them. Just check the casino quickly before we go anywhere. But not exactly a whole lot to have been done this week. I mean, we got some extra cool stuff in a new minion type. You are Mr. Freeze wannabes. It's actually a character who's literally Poison Ivy mixed with Dr. Freeze from Batman. And it's probably my favorite henchman so far. And when we have the option, we're definitely going to try and recruit her, because we're going to be going full science anyway.
A scheme has succeeded.
But that's going to do it for this week, guys. So if you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button. If you'd like to join up with the 232, be a minion in the lair, or pop up in other Let's Plays, just hit that subscribe button. And make sure you turn your notifications on so you don't miss when a new video goes out. Remember, guys, life is a game, so play to win. And until next time, take care.